Hey friends, Mrs. McNeil here. So today we're going to be doing a really fun project using 1-point perspective. We're going to be making a little sculpture garden to display our little sculptures. So what you're going to need is you're going to need a pencil with an eraser, you're going to need a ruler, you're going to need a paper, and you're going to need something to color with. So go ahead and gather it. It can be watercolors, it can be markers, it can be colored pencils, crayons, whatever you have. And we're going to learn how to make this really fun 1-point perspective drawing together, okay? So let's get started.
Hello friends, so today what we're going to do is I'm going to be teaching you how to do a 1-point perspective sculpture garden drawing today. And what's really fun about this particular piece is once you've made it, is you can really play around with different objects, putting them in your sculpture garden. We're going to be leaving our boxes blank like this, so that when we create this, we can just kind of have a lot of fun using different sculptural objects for this. Now when we look at this, I want you guys to notice there is our vanishing point right here. Here is our horizon line, and here are our boxes that we are going to be drawing together. You want to keep in mind that 1-point perspective is really very simple. It starts out like this, and we're going to be creating our boxes from that. Let's go ahead and have your pencil and ruler ready first. So we're going to be using our pencil and ruler first. So you want to draw we're sketching lightly because you're going to want to erase some things. We're going to draw our horizon line here. Now, somewhere in here, wherever it might be, you're going to choose where our vanishing point is going to go. I'm going to choose it somewhere in the center, like this. And I know you want to initially just start drawing our little trail. Hold off on that for right now. And we're drawing lightly, super lightly. Remember, our vertical lines and our horizontal lines stay parallel to each other. Alright, so I'm going to draw two lines coming out this way. Again, I'm staying real gentle, real light where I can erase it. I'm going to do my other set over here. So right now I'm just doing two lines, and I can draw more momentarily. Alright, and I'm thinking of where my boxes are about to be going. So right now, I'm going to choose somewhere right about here. I'm looking at this line right now. And I'm going to be keeping my horizontal lines parallel. So here's my first line right there. And then I'm going to be looking right here, and here's my second line. So right now I'm looking at the top of my box, okay? And now my vertical lines, I'm going to be going from these corners right here. My vertical lines are going to be going straight down from the corners. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now, let's work on this space right here. This line right here, I'm going to be coming from this line, this corner down here, going straight back to my vanishing point right there. Now, all I have to do is close up my box, do one more horizontal line, again, parallel to the one above it. Oops, don't move your ruler while you're doing this. And now I've got my box. Let's go ahead and erase all of these extra lines that you do not need anymore. I don't need that line any longer. I am left with my box. And it goes right back here. Alright, here's the front, there's the top, there's the side. Let's do the same thing to my other one. And you can start it closer, you can start it further back, that's up to you. But I'm going to start it right about the same, right about here. Again, you want to stay very horizontal. All of our horizontal lines and our vertical lines stay parallel to each other. You can make this particular one even more. You can make it larger if you want. Right now I'm going to do my vertical line down from this corner. I'm looking at this corner right here, going down. I'll do it on this one, going straight down. Let's fix that line. Close up our box, or the front of it anyway. Now, hopefully you know what the next step is. I'm going to be going from this corner back to my vanishing point, going all the way back. Now I can continue on back, but I'm just going to stop right there because I'm going to erase it anyway. I'm going to go from this corner back here, and I'm going straight down. Again, lining it up. You want it to be right. I mean, you don't want a little wayward line anywhere in there. Now we have our second sculptural box here. Got a little platforms, and I can erase these guys. And remember, hopefully you drew them lightly so that you can. Alright, next is the really fun part. You get to decorate this stuff. Alright, and I'm going to be making my path. I'm going to make a nice curvy path right through the middle of these guys. Now, this gets a little too skinny for me right here. I'm going to widen that guy up a little bit and kind of fix some of these lines that I don't particularly like. Alright, now, when we're looking at this, you want to keep in mind a few things. We have a foreground. There are lots of details and things are bigger. We have our middle ground. There you can still see details, but it's a little bit smaller. And then our background, things are much smaller and you don't really see the details. And we have a horizon line. So what we're looking at right now is our foreground is up here at the front. Our middle ground is right in here, right back in this area. And then we have our background, which is our right there at our horizon line. So you're going to want to think of what you want this space to look like. Do you want trees coming out of this that you can see, like you have a tree right up here at the front where you can see all of the details. You know, you can see the birds and the trees and their nests and every little leaf. And if you do, great, go ahead and make that. So right now I'm drawing kind of a tree that's here in the middle, or at the front. And then I'm going to think of, and you know, I can't see this line. I'm going to think of a few other things that are going to belong in my middle ground, where I cannot see them so well. Okay, I've got my nice little pine trees here. And then way back here, I'm going to just go ahead and draw a few trees that I really can't see. And I'm going to let them all kind of come from that vanishing point there, just to create some a real depth of this. Alright, I'm going to erase this, because I can't see through my trees. Don't want to see through them. And if you want to draw more boxes going to that, you know, you have a whole bunch of these things, great, go for it. I would love to see that. Remember, keep your boxes empty. You don't want to draw them where there's stuff on them. And you can see like things like grass and things like that. The closer things are, like the lower down on the paper it is, the easier it is to see. Now what we're going to do is we're simply going to be coloring it in. That's what we're about to do. So go ahead and get your colors. I'm going to be using Crayola markers and water to color my piece in, okay? And I am going to Sharpie some of my details first. Alright, now all you have to do is go ahead and grab your little objects and put it on there. Have fun, friends.